February 10th, 2005. FBI headquarters, Washington, D.C. An agent opens a secure email attachment and his face goes white. He's staring at something that shouldn't exist, the FBI's entire target list. Real names of undercover informants, active case codes, which hackers are cooperating. 11 pages of America's most classified cyber operations stolen from their own servers. But here's what makes every agent sick to their stomach. The hacker who pulled this off is on their payroll. How did a 20-year-old kid con the world's most powerful law enforcement agency? And why did the FBI agent who caught him end up losing everything? You know what's crazy? While Popov was using outdated FBI systems to steal millions, the real lesson here is about staying ahead in a digital world. The FBI got hacked because they were using technology from 1976. Today, if you're not using AI, you're basically running Windows 95 while everyone else is in 2025. This weekend, you can join the 2-day AI Mastermind Workshop by Outskill, happening Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., both days. Learners from Outskill have built over 100 AI products with zero code, generating $3,000 to $4,000 revenue. This training normally costs $895, but I've partnered with Outskill to give away 1,000 free seats exclusively for my viewers, just for the next 72 hours. That's nearly $900,000 worth of training, completely free. It's just 16 hours over the weekend. You'll learn 10+ powerful AI tools, prompt engineering, and how to automate workflows and build AI products without code. Plus, you get lifetime access to their exclusive AI community with 5,000+ professionals. Sign up now and get exclusive bonuses worth $5,100, a prompt Bible with 3,000+ prompts, a roadmap to monetize AI, and a personalized AI toolkit builder if you attend both days. I've got my entire team attending. Limited seats are filling fast. Grab yours via the link in the description and join the WhatsApp community. Now back to our story about the hacker who outsmarted the FBI. January 19th, 2001. Heathrow Airport. You're watching a 20-year-old Ukrainian board a one-way flight to America. He thinks he's about to become Silicon Valley's next success story. But exactly in 7 hours and 23 minutes, he'll be in handcuffs. Meet Maksym Popov. Wire rim glasses, nervous laugh. Looks like he should be debugging code in a dorm room, not sitting in first class with 2 FBI escorts. Yesterday, he walked into the US Embassy in London with an offer. Eastern European hacking secrets in exchange for the American dream. For 4 months, he's been negotiating this deal. A new identity, a legitimate job, maybe even seed funding for a startup. The agents promised him everything, and they lied. The second Popov's feet touch US soil at JFK, the smiles vanish. The friendly agents who bought him drinks in London, they snap on handcuffs. The visa they promised, it's actually an arrest warrant. Instead of a welcome party, he gets an isolation cell. A prosecutor slides a single sheet of paper under the bars. Cooperate or rot in federal prison for 30 years. No salary, no startup, just slavery with a badge. But here's what the FBI missed. They just taught their prisoner the most valuable lesson in cybercrime. If the good guys lie this well, imagine what the bad guys can do. For 3 months, Popov plays along. Every morning at 8 a.m., agents escort him from a Virginia safe house to a monitoring station. They watch him log into Russian hacker forums. They record everything. They think they're gathering intelligence. But what happens next will cost them everything. In slang-filled Russian that his FBI minders can't understand, Popov types a simple message to his old crew. Dada Sam Smatrit. Uncle Sam is watching. He warns every major player in the underground that he's been compromised. 3 months, hundreds of warnings, 0 FBI agents who speak street Russian. When FBI linguists finally translate the chat logs in April, one agent literally throws a chair across the room. Their star informant has been burning them since day one. They storm the safe house, strip away his privileges, and throw him in county jail. As the cell door slams, Popov doesn't beg. He doesn't plead. He just smiles and delivers those 8 prophetic words. You have no idea what you're dealing with. But 2,400 miles away in Santa Ana, California, one FBI agent sees opportunity where others see disaster. E.J. Hilbert has been tracking Eastern European hackers for 3 years. He knows something his colleagues don't. You can't catch wolves with sheepdogs. You need another wolf. 2 questions haunt him as he books a red-eye to Virginia. Can you really trust a hacker who's already betrayed you once? And what happens when you give a con artist a badge? Summer 2002. Hilbert makes Popov an offer that sounds insane. Help the FBI infiltrate the world's largest cybercrime forum and walk free. One condition: Popov works from a jail cell by day, hunts hackers by night. Welcome to Operation Ant City, where the FBI's newest weapon is also their biggest liability. This forum is crazy. 10,000 criminals gathered in one place, buying and selling stolen lives like Pokemon cards. That place is Carter Planet, and in 2002, it's the Amazon of identity theft. Credit cards for $1, social security numbers for $5, entire identities with mothers' maiden names, childhood addresses, and first pets' names, $30, shipping included. This is where Popov must rebuild his reputation from scratch, not as an informant, as the biggest buyer in the game. The FBI gives him a $50,000 budget and a simple mission: shop till they drop. Every purchase is a trap. When criminals send stolen cards to Popov's fake address, they've committed a federal crime. Hilbert traces each card back to its original breach. One purchase leads to a hacked hotel chain, 50,000 guests exposed. Another reveals a department store bleeding customer data for 6 months. It's brilliant. It's working. And it's about to get personal. Thanksgiving Day, 2002. While you're eating turkey with your family, Popov sits alone in an FBI conference room. No visitors allowed. Officially, he doesn't exist. Hilbert walks in carrying something that makes Popov's eyes water: a full Thanksgiving feast. Turkey, stuffing, cranberry sauce, even pumpkin pie. Then Hilbert does something unprecedented. He wheels in a projector and starts playing The Lord of the Rings. For 3 hours, they don't talk about crime. They don't discuss cases. They just watch hobbits save the world while eating pie. Popov later calls this the moment everything changed. Not because of the food. Because for the first time since landing in America, someone treated him like a human being instead of an asset. That night, he makes a decision that will eventually bring down Carter Planet's founder. But first, he needs to catch a ghost. Script is what they call him, but his real name and his location are unknown. Only one thing is certain: he co-founded Carter Planet and personally handles the forum's biggest deals. Popov spends 6 weeks building a relationship, pretending to be a Ukrainian middleman with connections to corrupt bank employees. Finally, Script agrees to a test purchase, $400 worth of premium cards. The package arrives at FBI headquarters wrapped in Ukrainian newspaper. Inside, 200 credit cards that were stolen just 72 hours earlier. But Script made one fatal mistake. He included a handwritten note. Hilbert runs the handwriting through international databases, and bingo, Script is actually Roman Vega, and he lives in Odessa. 6 months later, Ukrainian police knock on his door at 4 a.m. He serves 6 months, a slap on the wrist, but the message ripples through the underground. Nobody is untouchable. By April 2003, Ant City has prevented $70 million in fraud. But here's what success really costs. Can you turn a criminal into a hero without them remembering they're still a criminal? And what happens when the FBI's best weapon decides he's done being a weapon? February 2003. 8 million credit card numbers just got stolen from Data Processing International. That's not a typo. 8 million. If you stacked the printouts, they'd reach the 40th floor of a building. The FBI is panicking. Then Popov gets a message from someone calling themselves RES. I know who has the cards. I can broker the entire database. Interested? Res is 21 years old, lives with his mom in St. Petersburg, and just made the mistake of his life. He thinks he's talking to a fellow criminal. He's actually negotiating with the FBI's secret weapon. But RES has a point. Why would a small-time buyer suddenly want $200,000 worth of stolen cards? Popov needs to prove he's legitimate. What happens next looks like a scene from a heist movie, except it's real, and your tax dollars paid for it. Inside a secure vault in a branch of Bank of America in Los Angeles, the FBI has $200,000 in $100 bills. The mission? Make Popov look like Tony Soprano. FBI agents stack the cash in neat pyramids while Popov practices his lines in Russian. The camera rolls. Popov grabs a stack, fans it like a poker hand, holds a bill to the light. See the watermarks? This is real American money, ready to transfer. He tosses bundles around like they're notebooks. The entire performance lasts 47 seconds. It works perfectly. But Popov wants more than just RES's cards. He wants his real name. So he invents a company, Hermes Plast, a credit card manufacturing firm that needs security consultants. He builds a website, creates email accounts, even writes fake employee bios. Then he casually mentions to RES that they're hiring, and their starting salary is $70,000. RES practically breaks his keyboard typing up his resume. Full name, address, passport scan. He even includes references. The FBI tech watching this unfold actually laughs out loud. Did this kid just apply for a job at his own sting operation? Within 72 hours, RES, real name Denis Sokolov, has an Interpol red notice. Within 72 weeks, he'll be arrested. But something else happens in that vault with the money. Popov realizes he's not just catching criminals anymore. He's becoming the FBI's greatest success story. In 2 weeks, he'll walk free, and in 2 years, he'll make them pay for everything. April 15th, 2003. A federal judge looks at Popov's file, 8 months of successful undercover work, and makes a decision that shocks the prosecution. The time is served, effective immediately. Popov walks out of court a free man. The FBI gives him $1,000 a month and an apartment near Huntington Beach. They think they own him. But you can't cage someone who's already learned to pick the lock. One question determines everything that follows. What do you do when your attack dog remembers it's actually a wolf? And why would a hacker who just earned his freedom immediately start planning his biggest hack yet? New Year's Eve, 2004. Hilbert's phone rings at 11:47 p.m. You can hear champagne glasses clinking in the background. Popov's voice cuts through the celebration. Check your email. The FBI just got hacked. Not a small breach, not a minor incident. Someone has root access to every email ending in FBI.gov. Every agent, every case, and every confidential informant. All of it compromised through something called X25, a networking protocol from 1976 that nobody bothered to update because nobody knew it existed. Except Popov. And he's offering to fix it. For a price. The files Popov sends make Hilbert's blood freeze. The first one is an 11-page dossier on a mob boss the FBI is building a RICO case against. The 7th is a spreadsheet of every hacker the FBI and Secret Service are hunting, sorted by jurisdiction, with notes like cooperating witness and surveillance authorized. The header on every page screams in bold letters, "Do not transmit over internet." Yet here it is, pulled straight from FBI.gov email servers. Someone at the Bureau actually typed those words, then emailed the document anyway. The irony is physically painful. Within 6 hours, Hilbert is on a plane to DC, and within 12 hours, he's in a room with the FBI director. Then, the White House Chief of Staff is demanding answers. The Bureau cuts a check to Popov's new company, Psychmos, for $10,000. It's the first time in FBI history they've paid a foreign national who skipped probation to solve their own security breach. Nobody asks the obvious question. How did Popov know about this so fast? Here's what $10,000 buys you. Popov identifies the hacker as Leonid Sokolov, provides his address in St. Petersburg, and even arranges an introduction. Hilbert goes undercover in a Russian hacker chat. Within 3 messages, Sokolov is bragging about the FBI breach. Within 10 messages, he's explaining exactly how he did it. Within 20 messages, he's offering to sell more stolen FBI files. It's the easiest confession Hilbert has ever gotten. Too easy. But when you're drowning, you don't question the life preserver. The FBI issues a sealed indictment. Interpol adds Sokolov to their watch list. Hilbert even writes Popov an official letter of commendation on FBI letterhead praising his invaluable assistance to the United States. Popov posted on his company website immediately. He's now officially an FBI-endorsed security consultant. What could possibly go wrong? On February 10th, 2005, they discover that everything. Remember that meeting from our opening? It's about to happen. And the man who saved the FBI is about to destroy the agent who saved him. Two questions will determine who survives. Why would Popov suddenly approach a Fortune 500 company with stolen data? And what happens when prosecutors realize the FBI's hero is actually running a protection racket? Who is Dennis Pinhouse? The prosecutor's voice crackles through the speakerphone. 5 FBI executives stare at Hilbert. He has exactly 3 seconds to decide: protect his source or save his career. He can't do both. Dennis Pinhouse is Popov's alias. Yesterday, under that name, he contacted EMC Corporation about their stolen source code, VMware software worth $500 million. His offer sounded like charity. I can help contain your breach. EMC heard extortion. Pay me or your code goes public. They called the FBI's Boston office. Now Boston wants blood. They think they've uncovered a protection racket run by an FBI informant. They're right. They're also wrong. The truth is worse than anything they imagine. Give us his real name. The prosecutor's demand hangs in the air like a blade. Hilbert calculates the damage. Expose Popov and lose every investigation he's connected to, or protect Popov and lose his badge. In the silence, someone mentions Whitey Bulger, the Boston mobster whose FBI handler went to prison for corruption. The comparison is clear. Hilbert is either corrupt or incompetent, or maybe both. No, Hilbert's refusal comes out harder than intended. He's actively working on sensitive operations. Exposing him would compromise national security. True, but incomplete. The whole truth? Hilbert knows Popov is probably guilty. He also knows Popov is the only reason they caught the FBI hackers. You can't convict your star witness of being a criminal. That's what he was hired for. But 72 hours later, Hilbert is under investigation for conspiracy, wire fraud, and obstruction of justice. His computer is seized. His files are audited. His phone records are subpoenaed. Colleagues who used to grab coffee now avoid eye contact. The hero of Operation Ant City has become radioactive. Here's the detail that breaks him. His 5-year-old daughter asks why Daddy seems sad all the time. He can't tell her the truth, that Daddy trusted the wrong person, and now Daddy might go to jail. Meanwhile, in Ukraine, Popov collects his EMC payment, $30,000 wired directly to his account, with another $40,000 promised if the code stays private for 4 years. He's literally holding Fortune 500 companies hostage with their own data. The FBI doesn't know about the payment. EMC doesn't mention it. Everyone is lying to everyone, and Hilbert is the only one paying the price. August 2006. Hilbert's supervisor calls him in. The promotion he's worked toward for 8 years has been denied. The reason? Pending investigation. There is a clear translation here. You're done here. After months of watching his career dissolve in slow motion, Hilbert makes the only choice left. He places his badge and gun on his supervisor's desk. Badge number 4982. Glock 23, serial number RKK291. 15 years of service, ended by a Ukrainian kid he tried to help. The investigation finds no evidence of wrongdoing. The DOJ quietly drops all charges in 2009. But you can't unfire yourself from the FBI. Hilbert becomes a private security consultant, the kind companies hire when they've been hacked and don't trust law enforcement. He's good at it. He's successful. He never forgets. But 2 questions haunt him every night. What kind of person destroys the only friend they have? And what if Popov's betrayal went deeper than anyone imagined? 2012. After 7 years of silence, Hilbert's phone rings. The caller ID shows a Ukrainian number. You already know who it is. I wanted to thank you. Popov's voice is older, quieter. For the Thanksgiving dinner, for treating me like a person. You were the only friend I had. The words hit Hilbert like a confession at a funeral. Too late to matter, too honest to ignore. They talk for 3 hours. Popov has a family now. Claims he's gone legitimate. Says he's sorry about what happened. Then, almost casually, he drops the bomb. You know I was the one who hacked the FBI, right? There is a silence, the kind that makes your ears ring. Hilbert's mind races through 5 years of clues he missed. Popov keeps talking, each word another twist of the knife. Leonid Sokolov and I did it together. We used the X-25 vulnerability to breach AT&T's data center. We pulled the FBI files. Then I sold the solution back to you for $10,000. Sokolov confessed to you because I paid him to. The whole thing was my operation. Think about that. The FBI paid the hacker who robbed them to catch himself. They gave him a commendation letter for solving his own crime. They destroyed their best agent's career protecting the person who played them all. It's not just a con, it's performance art. Popov orchestrated every beat. The breach, the discovery, the investigation, the solution. He wrote the script and cast himself as both villain and hero. Were you suspicious? Popov asks, genuinely curious. Hilbert admits the truth. Sometimes. But I wanted to believe you'd changed. This is the cruelest part. Hilbert wasn't naive. He was hopeful. He saw potential in a lost kid and tried to save him. Popov saw an opportunity and took everything he could. Both of them were right. Both of them were wrong. I never changed, Popov says, then adds something unexpected. But who cares? I still love you. It's the most honest thing he's ever said. Love and betrayal aren't opposites in Popov's world. They're dance partners. He genuinely cares about Hilbert. He also genuinely destroyed him. In his mind, there's no contradiction. That's what makes him dangerous. Not the technical skills or the criminal connections. It's the ability to smile while picking your pocket, then help you look for your wallet. Popov walked free, somewhere in Eastern Europe, presumably still running his consulting firm. Never arrested, never extradited, never punished. Hilbert rebuilt his life but carries the scars, professional and personal. The FBI quietly buried Operation Ant City in classified files. Officially, it was a success. Unofficially, it's a warning. When you hire a thief to catch thieves, remember, they're still a thief. But the real lesson isn't about trust or betrayal. It's about the price of justice in a digital world where the best cops used to be criminals, and the best criminals have FBI recommendation letters. The next time you hear about a massive data breach or a brilliant FBI cyber operation, ask yourself, who's really running the show? Because if Maksym Popov taught us anything, it's that in cyberspace, the good guys and bad guys use the same keyboard. The only difference is who's paying them. Today, that might be the FBI. Tomorrow? Well, you saw what happened with the SolarWinds attack in our video. Sometimes the hackers are so deep in the system, they're practically running IT support. Click here to watch how Russian intelligence operated inside US government networks for 9 months while being paid as security consultants. Because if you think Popov's story is wild, wait until you see what happens when an entire country runs the same con.